Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Reclaiming Your Life. I am your host, Kimara, and this podcast is designed to help women overcome their insecurities, self-doubt, and fears within themselves to pursue their dream by telling my own life experiences. Welcome back, you guys. It is Friday. I am excited. The weekend is here. How about you guys? How are you feeling on this Friday? It is cold over here on the East Coast, so wherever you are, and if you are warm, I wish I could be there with you guys. Today's episode is titled, Are You Giving Yourself Enough Credit? And this is something, that I've seen or heard this week from different people where it kind of resonated with my spirit. And it had me thinking, are we giving ourselves enough credit? For me, am I giving myself enough credit? Because oftentimes we tend to, beat up ourselves when it comes to something that, we wanted to do and we was never able to accomplish. And, sometimes it's not good to beat up yourself if you didn't accomplish your goal or, you're not where you want to be in life. We shouldn't be beating ourselves up for that, because at some point, we did accomplish some goal towards where you are now in life, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of you can say, you know what? I did meet some goals that I've written down in the past, and I accomplished those. And those are the times where you should think about, okay, I did accomplish that goal, so I can do it again. And if you feel that you didn't accomplish your goal, instead of beating yourself up about that, it's okay to revisit what you did and try to work towards another plan to meet that goal. So if, you see what you did didn't work, try a different way to accomplish that goal. I mean, sometimes in life we are going to fail, and that's okay. But we need to be acceptive to when we do fail and to figure out how we can succeed the next time around. And I'm speaking to myself because I do that to myself oftentimes, but I have to sit back and I have to look at my life like, wow, I really got through this point in my life and didn't even think I was able to, or didn't think I would be where I am now, so it's okay if you fail. But you have to know to get back up and try again. I know that's cliche, but it's true. You have to get back up and try again. But to get right into the nitty-gritty of this segment, and what happens with us is that we set high expectations for ourselves. And it's okay to set high expectations for ourselves. But then when we don't achieve those high expectations, that's where the thoughts will come in, to say, like, I'm a failure, I can't do it. You start putting all of these, I would say, roadblocks to kind of see the actual vision of where you can go and how to get there, in a sense. So even though you set these high expectations for yourself, as I said, it is okay. But why don't you set some steps into place to get to that high expectation? Be realistic with what you're trying to set for yourself. So, for example, and a lot of times you'll see, this is what the podcast is about. I relate it to myself, my experiences. And then you'll often hear me talk about entrepreneurship because that's something, that I'm in and I love. So, for example, if you're just starting out a business and you have a goal to say, I want to make, just a random number, say 10,000. I'm going to say 5,000. 5,000 for the year. Because, that's good to make it 5,000 in a year if you're just starting out. But then you also have to be realistic about that goal. So now you have to figure out what stuff that you need to sell or how many products that you need to sell in order to accomplish that goal. So if you know you're in the second year of your business and you know you didn't make $5,000 last year, right? So why would you set this high expectation to say I'm going to make $5,000 when you didn't make that last year? So when I say set realistic goals, why don't you start small? Why don't you say, okay, I want to focus on, and sometimes it's better to break it down, and as I said, in steps. So why don't you start off to say, I want to make $500 for the month, right? And then you go and figure out what products you need to sell, what kind of trainings that you can throw out there, what kind of workshops you can put together so that I can make this goal of 500. So if you make 250 in that month and not 500, at least you're not beating yourself up because you made half of what you wanted of the 500. So now for the next month, all you need to do is like, okay, well, this worked for me to make 250, but what else can I do to make this 500 for the next month? What can I push more? Now look at if you offer 3 different products and only 2 sold, and that was really good, then you should try to push more for those 2, but also push for that 3rd one also. You get what I'm saying? So those are the things that I say when you need to set realistic expectations. So if you do not meet that goal, you won't beat yourself up too much about it. Get what I'm saying? So that's the things that, we should be doing. Do not set all these high expectations. And again, it's nothing wrong with it, but it's just the way that we think in our minds, So don't set that high expectation. Start off small, because to me, it's better to overachieve than to underachieve, or over-deliver than under-deliver, however the saying goes. So it's better to set low and then achieve higher than that, because then we're like, we are onto something, we are doing something, and we're gonna be motivated to do it. So again, don't set up this unrealistic high expectations for yourself, because you got to think about where you are and where you're trying to go. Because if you're trying to, can't think of an example right now. If you're trying to make $10,000 a year and you didn't even make the $5,000 for the year, like, come on, like, we know that you're not going to make that $10,000. Maybe some people can, but to be realistic, you probably won't be able to make that 10 if you didn't make that 5 in that year. So those are some examples and things that, we should take in consideration about setting high expectations for ourselves. So again, give yourself enough credit. Do not beat yourself up. If your goal was the 500 for the month, you made 250, pat yourself on the back to say, like, look, I'm on to something. I'm on my way. I did 250, but not 500. Now let me see how I am going to make that 500. Now for me, that will give me more motivation to say, like, you know what? I know I'm going to make this 500 the next month, or over that 500. So that would give me more fuel to my fire to say, what can I do to get to the next level for the next month? Like, those things you should use as motivation and not use it to kind of bring you down. Use it as motivation, so that you can get to your goal. Because if you don't meet your goal, that is okay, but what is it that you're going to do to make sure that you meet your goal and not to give up? And that's the thing that we do sometimes. We think because we didn't meet this expectation or our goals, we tend to give up, and then we say that's it. But don't let that defeat you, because that's not it. That's not where it stops. Do you think all these people who are successful in the world didn't meet their goal? They just quit and gave up? No, they keep on going. They get back up and they keep going and try to figure out different ways and different ideas to get to their goal and the expectations that they have for themselves. Now, with me, I give myself credit, right? But sometimes I don't give myself enough credit. I give myself credit, but I don't give myself enough credit. I'm sorry. I just had to think about that. So I give myself credit because I look at the things that I have accomplished in my life, right? I'm going somewhere with this, so just bear with me. So I give myself credit for the things that I have accomplished in life. But as I said, there are some people who still beat themselves up. And that's me at times, because I look at it to say, I want to be at this place, right? But I'm not being appreciative of where I am now. I'm sorry. So I'm not appreciative where I'm at now because that's where I'm not giving myself enough credit. So 5 years ago, right? So about 5-6 years ago, I didn't think I would be able to be a homeowner. Not at all. I mean, it was on my list, but I didn't think that I would have been a homeowner in my late 20s versus me thinking I'm going to be a homeowner like in my 30s or something, like my early 30s, mid 30s, that's what I was thinking of for me to be a homeowner. At that time when I purchased my home, I thought, okay, I'm going to be a homeowner in my 30s. But I need to give myself enough credit because I need to give myself enough credit because I accomplished a lot. And I don't give myself enough credit because I didn't think I would be where I'm at today. I didn't think I would have the job that I have now, because when we're younger or not even younger, just think about the things a couple of years ago that you said you wanted or things that you wanted to accomplish, and think about the things that you did accomplish and that you did achieve and that you did get to do. Think about all those things. So oftentimes we're not giving ourselves enough credit when we did accomplish something that we wanted to do that meant so much to us at one point in our lives. It's just a matter of growth. So at that time, you were thinking about certain things that you want to get to where you want to be, right? And you did. You accomplished all the goals. You took all the steps that you wrote down and you accomplished all of those. So now you grew. So now you want something different and you want something more than what you have now, which is okay. But don't beat yourself up because you're not where you want to be at this new place you're at right now, if that makes sense. So for me, I accomplished all the things that I wanted to do to get to where I am now. But now since I've grown and I'm matured, I want to be at another level in my life. And for some reason, I feel like it's so hard, but it shouldn't be that hard because I was able to get through everything else that I wanted to do, to where I am now. So it's a matter of, just starting over, which is okay, right? So it's a matter of starting over to accomplish the next set of goals that I have for myself, right? I hope this is making sense to everyone, but let me put it like this. So you have a beginning, right? You have a middle and you have an end. Stay with me. So you have the beginning, middle, and the end, right? And where you start at the beginning, at that point, you're setting these goals and these expectations of where you want to be in the middle, right? So that's like a milestone type of thing. So you go from the middle. You go from the beginning to the middle, right? But oftentimes we don't look back, right? We're not looking back to see what we accomplished during that portion of how we got from the beginning to the middle. So now we're at the middle and we're like, I want to get to the end. And then then we get defeated because we feel like we're not going to reach the end. But you felt like that when you were at the beginning, right? You felt that same way when you were at the beginning to get where you are now, which is in the middle. So right now, we just need to focus on what we're going to do to get to the end, but also give yourself enough credit because you did it before. So instead of trying to beat yourself up and then get all depressed and have all this anxiety and all this panic attack because you want to get to the end, give yourself enough credit and look at the things that you've done in your life to where you are now. And for some people, you can do vision boards. I'm a big person when it comes to vision boards. I do vision boards on my phone, and to me, that's just more of writing, my things down, like all my goals, and I will copy and paste and put pictures in the notes section. I have an iPhone, so I go into the notes, I write everything down, I'll put pictures and everything in there so that I have my vision board basically wherever I go. Or you can have one at your house, however you want to do it. But for me, those are the things that I did. So back 5-6 years ago, I wrote down. See, that's the thing. I keep telling y'all, journaling and writing things down is some growth. You will see some things. And I wrote things down in that journal, right? On my phone. So I write these things down. And oftentimes, too, you know what our problem is? We trying to worry about the how and the when. How we gonna get those things that we want and when we gonna get it. That's what defeat us most of the time, is because we trying to figure out how and when we gonna get that, when we shouldn't. So back to my example with me. So 5-6 years ago, I would write down all the things that I want. House, graduate from school, because at this time I was at school. So I write down, I want to graduate from school, I want a house, and I put the desired income that I wanted on there, and I put some other things, but those are the three things that those are the things that I'm going to focus on: graduating, the desired income, and getting a house, right? I'm going to just focus on those three things right now in this example. And I didn't know how I was going to get that desired income. I didn't know when I was going to graduate, because I had to take a leave of absence. So it's not like I wasn't graduating in 2015 when I wanted to graduate. And I just said that I want to graduate. Because, things happen, life happens. So I wanted a house, didn't know how I was going to get a house. I wanted that desired income, don't know how and when I was going to get that desired income. But I like this because it's like a game, right? Because you're challenging yourself. So I graduated college, right, in 2017. Okay, let me go back a little bit. So I had my desired income on there, and at one point I got the raise, but I didn't get what exactly I wanted on my list. And that was okay, because it was pretty much close. It was just a couple of hundred off, right? So I didn't beat myself up for that. I was a little bumped out, but I was like, what, it's okay, because it was close to what I wanted, right? Didn't know how and when I was going to get it, but I got it. So what I did now, so once that manifests, right, I wrote down another goal for my income, another desired income goal that I wanted. Again, I didn't know how and when, because sometimes with me, I write it down, I'll put it in my vision board, and then I don't even go back to look at it half of the time. Sometimes I do to get that inspiration, but then sometimes, I just let it go. But it's still in my mind as far as, what I want. So now, 2016, I purchased my home. As I said in my previous episode, forgot which one, that was unexpected, because again, I didn't know when I was going to get it, didn't know how I was going to get it, because when I did go for my house, I had no money. I had no money to get my house. My friend was just like, Kay, because she calls me Kay, she was like, Kay, just try to get your house and don't even try to get into that housing. And I was just like, what? I was like, I don't have any money. I said, I don't even know if my credit is right to even get a house. And behold, my credit was in order. I just had to pay off some things to get, my balance is down to a certain threshold. And I did that. And then when I did come to look at my house, the lady told me I had to put down some money. And I'm just like, well, nobody didn't tell me this. But God made a way for me to get that money up together, right? He made a way for me to get that money together to put down my deposit for my home. So that's the thing, you guys. Don't worry about the how and the when, because God will make a way. Trust me when I tell you, He will make a way. So now, purchased my home in 2016. Then I graduated school 2017. I didn't graduate 2015 when I was supposed to graduate, but I still graduated. I still was to walk across that stage and have my diploma in human services with my bachelor's. So I was still able to accomplish those two goals. Now, when it comes to my income, right? I was able to get the desired income. Well, actually, I wrote the desired income down, but I got more than that desired income that I written down. And then when I got that desired income, I put down another desired income. Something I didn't think I would never get, but I got it. The whole point is set your goals, write them down, you guys. Do vision boards. I'm so big on vision boards because when you see those things that you write on your vision boards and it manifests, it feels so good, because that's when you can give yourself all the credit, like, oh my God, I did this, and I can do it again. It's just that when we grow, we want more things. And that's okay, because you should want more things than what you have now, because that shows the level of maturity that you have. So again, you guys, give yourself enough credit to the things that you've done in your life, you accomplish, and where you're at. Again, like with me, I wanted to be this person I am today, but 7 years ago, I was a mess. And I didn't think that I would be able to change to be where I'm at now. And granted, I want to be a better person to where I am. But I'm a better person compared to the person 7 years ago, because I was on a whole different level of maturity. I don't know what I was going through, but we just going to leave her in the past, right? We're going to leave her in the past. And I want to be somebody better now. And again, like I said, it comes with your growth. You grow. And that's what we're supposed to do in life. We're supposed to grow. You should not want to just stay at the same level that you were 5 years ago. If so, that's you. But I'm talking to the people who wants to grow in life, who wants more out of life, who wants to do something meaningful in their life. Those are the people that I'm talking to. So if you're the same person that you have been for the last 5 years, then we just going to leave it right there. But again, to the people who wants to grow and want more out of your life and you want a challenge, I'm talking to you guys. So it's okay to want more from where you're at, but don't beat yourself up, because trust me, where you were last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you're not that same person. Because I'm not. Because I never thought that I would be doing this podcast. We're in March 1st, right? March 1st of 2018. I be getting my years mixed up. So March 1st of 2018, I never listened to not one podcast. I don't even think I paid attention to that app on my phone for podcasts. I didn't pay attention to it. I had no thought about it. But I grew as a person, and God has shown me or told me what my assignment is supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing. So now I'm here doing a podcast trying to help you all to overcome your insecurities and the self-doubts that you have within yourself and get over your fears so that you can pursue your dreams. And that could be anything. From getting a car, from getting a house, getting that job that you were scared to apply for it. apply for that job. You know, if you want to start that business, get up, start that business. It can be easy as registering it for your LLC, if that's what you choose, or you can do your sole proprietorship and register it with your town. You're making steps to where you want to be. You're making steps and you're accomplishing the goals that you have, but you're making these steps to get to where you want to be. So stop procrastinating and just do the things that you want to do. I mean, I don't want to come off too harsh, but it is 2019. We don't have time to be wasting, you guys. We got to do this. Like, we need to do it now. So if you need some encouragement, you know, I could be your hype man. Because anybody who knows me will tell you, like, I will support you. I will have your back. I'm so good. I want everybody to win and succeed in life. I am not that person that is scared to share information because I think that you're going to be more successful than me. No, I don't care. I want everybody to win because at the end of the day, you're going to attract who you need to attract, and I'm going to attract who I need to attract, or the customers will find you for what you're doing, and so will my customers or audience will find me. So it is enough for everybody to win, so there's no reason why we should be acting selfish. I'm sorry, this is probably going to a whole nother level, but there's no reason why we have to be selfish. If I got some information with you that I think can help you, I am going to share it with you, and I will hope that you would do that in return. I mean, there's some people who probably wouldn't, but I'm just not that kind of person. I want everybody to win. I want everybody to succeed. So if you have something to share with me, share it with me. Even if it's some harsh criticism, but share it with me. Let me know. I would accept the criticism. I would accept it, because you're trying to help me to better myself. So if I don't accept it, that's just me, right? But come on, you guys, give yourself enough credit and stop beating yourself up, because you have made some changes. You have grown as a person, and there's nothing wrong with you wanting more out of life. And there's nothing wrong with failure. That's something that I just had to be okay with. It is okay to fail. But you know what that's also showing you or telling you is that you're doing something and you're on the right track to get into where you want to be, because nothing comes easy to us. If it did, how would we be able to grow as a person? How would we be able to evolve? So stop beating yourself up, you guys. It's 2019. Let's encourage one another and start giving yourself more credit. You deserve it because you made some choices, some great choices in life, right? So that's all I have for you guys today. And I hope you guys tune in to next week and also subscribe to my email, you guys, because I send out weekly emails and you don't want to miss them. So subscribe to my emails. I will put the link in the details. So just click that and hit subscribe now. And of course, you'll get a free gift. So don't you like free gifts? Because I like free gifts. I don't know about you guys, but I do. But anyways, happy Friday, you guys, and have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you next week. Bye.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.